Going. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Hopefully you're having an awesome day already. Hey, welcome to our Saturday property tour where we get an opportunity to feature one of our investors within our community. Hopefully you can see the flyer right now. As you can see, oh yeah, it's going to be a good one out of Washington, D.C. Awesome couple that's going to be here. So welcome everybody. But before I get going a little bit too far, I just want to make sure that first you can hear me and see me at least by hearing me, if you don't mind putting in the chat where you're from. So if you don't mind putting in the chat where you're from, that would be really awesome. So that way I need to know you can hear me. All right. So we got some people coming in from Memphis, all the way from Detroit. We got DC in the house. We got New York showing up. Hey, Bobby, thank you for letting me know you can hear me. Hey, we got Maryland showing up, Wardolph, Maryland. Hey, is that Northwest Washington? Oh, wow. Tampa, Florida showing up, Chicago, Virginia, Houston, Texas, Southern Delaware showing up, Chicago's in the house, Oregon, Portland is also here. Hey, we got Michigan all the way by, I think that's Port Horton. Yeah. Hey, another Chicago in, Seattle, Washington. We got Virginia. Hey, we got somebody who's saying, you know what? I'm in Japan. Hey, welcome, welcome. So that's kind of interesting. So we got people all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. We got people in the islands, people in Japan. Of course, I think I said somebody was from New York was in here. So, somebody said they're from Jersey City. So, hey, Jersey City is also here. New Jersey's in the house. Hey, welcome everybody. Today's going to be a good one. Awesome, awesome one that's going to be here today about real estate investing. And we get to highlight one of our feature investors. So normally you see myself and my host who's allows me to be the co-host, and he's here, but he's not. He's resting up. So hey, Scott, thank you for putting this together because if it wasn't for you, you know, pulling all these folks together to be able to, share about their venture in doing real estate investing because people always are curious about it. And so now we get to actually feature one of our community members who's actually doing awesome things because people are wondering, can I do real estate investing today? The answer is yes, you can. And so this is a live meeting. So we ask everybody to stay muted. And at the same time, if you have some questions, put it in the chat. And that way we can get to it. And we try to keep this in an hour. So I'm not going to spend too much time here. But again, thank you for everybody who's showing up. We got Brooklyn in the house again. We got Fredericksburg, Virginia. And again, thank you, Scott, for putting it together. Hey, make sure you take care of yourself because we'd love to see you again on the next property tour. So again, thank you for everybody showing up. So, oh, I'm so excited, Mike, so excited. Let me go ahead and stop sharing right here because our featured investors has a lot of information they wanted to share with us today. And just matter of fact, before we even get started, let's just do this. The person who invited you to this meeting right now, go ahead and tell them thank you. I'm just telling you right now. Just tell them right now, thank you for inviting you to this meeting because this one's going to be a good one. Oh my goodness. I am so excited because this couple is, I call a powerful couple. Matter of fact, I'm getting everything set up so I can actually see them because, man, if you haven't heard or seen this couple before, oh my goodness, they are just rolling and rolling. They've been truly blessed, and they're going to show you some things that they have done, and they're going to drop some golden nuggets. So if you don't have any pen and paper, you probably want to go ahead and do that right now because when they start sharing information, they're going to be rolling. And so, again, everybody, get ready. Let me have the Dameon and Jennifer, if you don't mind coming on out and just share with everybody. We know each other. There's some folks who may know you, but you know what? Just in case there's somebody on here who may not know who y'all are, if you don't mind kind of sharing like who you are, why real estate investing, why the community, just share like information that you think somebody will probably need today. I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
This is truly the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
Amen.
We are excited to really be here this morning amongst, all of you who are interested in learning about real estate investing, and then all of our supporters, a lot of our family and our friends. I am Jennifer Lloyd.
I'm Damien. I say you Damien.
I was
We won.
Dameon and Jennifer. um, and we are originally from DC. So this is truly a special treat for the both of us in terms of just it being our first fix and flip property in the town that I grew up in, specifically, literally around the corner from where I grew up as a little girl. You want to kick us off?
Ladies first.
So I am by profession, I am an IT specialist, cybersecurity specialist. I have been government contractor for the last, I don't know, 20 something odd years. And married to this wonderful man here. We have three beautiful kids and a host of other family and friends.
And I am 17 going to 18 years in the fire department. Um, also, because of this community, I am also a certified or licensed home inspector. Um, but I only use it for, mainly for our business. I've done a few inspections for other people, but because we came to this community and because of real estate and the competitiveness of being an investor, I wanted to give us a leg up on bidding on properties by knowing what to look at. Jennifer already talked about, we have three kids, lover of Jesus Christ. But without him, we could do none of this. This is impossible without him.
Amen.
Have to give him all praise, glory, and honor. Um, but thank you guys for coming to sit with us today and for us to tell you guys our story and how you guys could also do, because God is no respecter of person, how you can do what we do and through the platform in which we do it. Because without education, it's not possible to do what we do. Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. So you know what? Have you always been doing real estate investing? Because you threw in there that you're a home inspector. So was that first or did that come afterwards?
So yeah, we've been in this community since 2018. Um, so just a little bit over 6 years. Um, and no, I became a home inspector. I think it was 2021 or 2022, one of the two.
Mhm.
Because of one of the classes that we have, which is a home inspector class. And when I saw what he was doing, I said, you know what, that's something that I could do to help us get a leg up on bidding on these properties.
Wow. So you so you had a passion for it, and now you also using that as part of your business. That's really awesome. So just out of curiosity, were y'all ever nervous when you first got started? Like, become part of the community, start real estate investing. What were some of y'all fears and concerns just getting started? Not fears, but what were your concerns?
Yeah, making the wrong move. Making the wrong investment. This business is definitely one, that has its highs and its lows, right? And so, first jumping out there, it's being sure that we were making the right decision with the investment, that we were going after. So, that was definitely a concern, of
I
mine.
would say for me, um, fear is mitigated through experience or through knowledge. It's just like, and I like to liken it to this because most people know how to ride a bike. Before you learn how to ride a bike, you have a fear of falling. And then after you learn through practice and you actually learn, the fall is still there. It's still possible to fall, but the fear goes away because you know how to do it now.
Mhm.
And so for us, when we joined this community, the reason why we joined this community is because we wanted to take away that fear. Because before we got connected with this community, we actually met you, Keith, at a tax lien sale. So we were starting to try to get into real estate on our own. without finding this community. And through a neighbor of mine, we heard about the tax lien, and then I did some research and stuff like that. And we started down there, buying tax liens in DC. And we connected, and you introduced us to this group, and I saw what most people saw, which is called an introduction, which is right after this one at 12 o'clock. So if you haven't seen an introduction to the community, we have a live introduction at 12 today, right after this property tour. If you want to get connected, you can text the person who entered or who invited you to this group and that you want to see the next one at 12 today. But I saw what's called a follow up, and Jennifer wasn't with me. And then I went to her with this idea of like, hey, heard about this community, and I want to get started. And she was like, pump your brakes.
Right.
But after talking with a few people that we knew who were already doing real estate investing, we came to the same conclusion that there's no way of getting around the education.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you. And that's what I want to make sure a lot of people understand today that, you may have some concerns. And so as you are starting to see and start to hear, what's being shared today, write down your goals of what you want to do. We're getting close towards the end of 2024, and you still want to get started in real estate investing, or you want to take your game to the next level before the end of the year. Go ahead and start writing that down. Write down that vision, make it plain. So that way, when you are hearing things, you can say, you know what? They can do it, I can do it. And that's really awesome when it comes to that. So just out of curiosity, I know you got some slides and everything together. I just want to remind everybody that yes, you can ask questions in the chat, right? And so as we get ready to start to share now, how did y'all find this property that we're actually talking about right now? And I'm going to let you go ahead and share your slides.
Well, through a wholesaler, this property came through a wholesaler. Um, but we found properties in numerous different ways. One of the classes that we have is it teaches us how to find different deals. So we just take advantage of what we learn through the education on how to find different deals, and then we try to use all of the different avenues to be able to find deals. Because, like I said, this is very competitive. Back in 2008, when we had that crash and stuff, that would have been the perfect time to get into real estate, where it's not over um, inflated with people and stuff like that. And then HGTV make everybody want to be a real estate investor. So people, it's very this is very competitive. So you definitely got to know how to find properties, because you don't make your money when you sell, you make your money when you buy. So knowing how to find properties and buy them at the right price, that's very important.
Yeah, and I totally agree. And that's one of the things, hopefully everybody's taking a note on that right there, right? So make sure you understand that piece when it comes to it. So do you want to go ahead and start sharing some of your slides that to kind of walk us through? So you found this through a wholesaler. Now, there's a lot of people out there as a wholesaler. How did you figure out, if this person was the right person for you or the property to deal with wholesalers?
Um, this one was we got so many wholesalers. Just getting on their list. Once you connected into the community, what people to look out for, and you just kind of you network with different people, and that's very important when wanting to become a real estate investor, is making sure you network with people, being around a group of like-minded people, knowing people who are in the business, and then making people know what you do as well. So that's why when you see Jennifer and I post things on Facebook, it's not just to say, oh, look at us, look what we're doing. It's also to make connection with people, to let them know what we're doing, because there's people who have houses that don't know what to do with.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I can chime in there, we've actually had a number of people reach out to us because they were in, a sticky situation and, really didn't know what solutions were available to them. So we come in, as people who have been educated, as people who have, experience in the business, with ideas and with other solutions that are, we're able to, sort of meet their need. And even if we aren't able to, purchase their house, or, we're able to tap into, again, our community of investors who might be able to come up with another solution, who might have, the bandwidth to be able to take on that particular project.
Wow. You know what? You actually said something that I don't think a lot of people really understand when it comes to the power of networking. And then the things that comes with networking is you also have to share, but you also have to be vulnerable. In other words, going out there because a lot of people like to try to do this all by themselves.
Yeah.
And I also, and I think y'all seen it too, it's kind of hard to do it by yourself. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
That
where
was,
we even get that from. Where do we get that from that we can do
yeah.
it by ourselves? But for some
It's,
reason,
yeah, it's a saying that if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go with other people. It's
uh,
easy, or you can do stuff quicker when you go by yourself. But it's not going, it may not get you as far as when you go with other people, to have people motivate you. When you need to rest, they can be going, they can be moving, so it's very important to have someone else. The Bible made it very clear that it's not good for man to be alone. It's good to, have somebody else there to help you, to motivate you, to keep you going.
Yeah. Two are
So,
better than one, for sure.
awesome. No, I agree. And again, I want to again just pause for a second and thank Scott Buckles for putting this together because just to he put this together before COVID, and and then people they're like we don't really need that, and then COVID hit, and then it's like man, I'm so glad he had the vision to put this together because now we are
Yeah.
able to not only do locally but across the United States, and then we even have some people from Japan that's on here. Some people in the islands are actually watching because real estate investing is really key. It's one of those things that that people talk about generational wealth. So speaking of generational wealth, this property that here you have is in DC, and y'all have a fix and flip. And you say you got it through a wholesaler. That was also part of y'all list. Now, do they send you like emails on their list? I mean, do you communicate with them? Like what is a good wholesaler to you? Because it just like
everything. So a good a good wholesaler, and I'm not saying that the wholesaler that we purchased this one is good or isn't good, because what makes them good, I would say, in my opinion, is them giving you a breakdown of the property, giving you enough spread to make some money from the property. You can't always trust their numbers. You have to trust but verify.
Yeah.
So if you don't know how to run numbers, you can't just get a property that they're saying that this is a deal, this is how much you can buy it for, this is how much you could sell it for, and then they give you what they consider to be comps. If you don't know none of that, you could lose your shirt. You can
Mm-hmm.
lose everything.
Yeah.
And this is why it's important to know how to run numbers yourself, because you want to be able to know and see. For me, knowing how to do this when they send me a property, and then knowing what our strategy is, what our business model is, I can tell if it's a good deal or not. I turn down way more than I accept, because of many different reasons. It might be an area that we don't particularly want to go to. It may be,
Type of house
yeah, the
or
type of house. It may be that it's the numbers on what they're saying isn't correct. So even if it's a house that I want and they have a price that may not fit that number, I still if I want it, I'm gonna put the offer in. If they tell me no, then it's no. But I'm gonna make sure the numbers fit what I need for my family in order for me to buy it, and not what they're trying to sell it for.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
yeah.
So I know you got some slides here. If you want to go ahead and kind of walk us through like the before and after and kind of like your journey, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so this particular property is actually right across the street from Howard University. So many of you all have chimed into a lot of the political race and all that stuff that's been going on over the last few days. So this was kind of like a central point for a lot of that activity. As a matter of fact, they had actually blocked off a lot of streets so that we couldn't even get to the property just because that's how central it is. But this is a semi-detached home. It's considered a single-family home. It is actually one of the bigger properties on the street because of course you can walk, around the side of the house over there. And as we go, you'll be able to see that. But originally, when we purchased it, it was 3 bedrooms, right? 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
It was 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms.
3 bathrooms. And a pretty ugly basement. Basement wasn't really finished off at all. And so when we came on board, it was just kind of taking a look over the property and coming up with a layout to see how we could maximize the space that was here. And to also see how we could maximize our profit, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to add value to the property so that your investment, you sort of make a really, really good return on your investment. Anything else you want to share?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So this is the foyer as you go in. This was the before of at the foyer as you go into the property. Everything was pretty much carpeted. Before, the previous owner was actually renting the property out to a group of women, I believe. And so it was in pretty nasty shape. So this is probably the cleaner of the stairs than when we first saw it. But this is the foyer. As you come into the property over to the left, immediately to the left, this is where I guess the living room area, space was, or is. Sorry. Yeah, so this is where the living room space was. As you can see, there is a radiator. There was a radiator system, so there was no HVAC in the house. Everything was just,
Boiler.
yeah, boiler, radiator, and then window units. So when we came into the property, we wanted to make sure that we added some value there by adding an actual system, HVAC system. All right, as you go further down the hall, this is actually the kitchen. So you can't really see it, but um, the photo on the left, right around that corner, is a bathroom, and it was kind of a really nasty bathroom. But the bathroom and the kitchen, um, and so, when we came in, we, of course, ripped out everything and decided we wanted to come up with another layer. The photo on the right, as you can see, is kind of facing outside of the kitchen. So you can also see how closed in things really were too. So we wanted to give the house a more of an open layout and, of course, modernize it.
Yeah, and you can see where that table is in the picture on the left, that door frame, that's where the bathroom was. It was a full bathroom.
Like barely a full bathroom. So this is the before of the hall bath upstairs. Just coming up the stairs, you are kind of faced right there with that hall bathroom, and this is the shape. We really didn't change much in terms of the layout of the bathroom because we couldn't. These older homes, there's brick, there's plaster, and because it's a semi-detached, we are just a little limited in the way that we could sort of reshape the layout of some of the space. Anything else?
No,
And feel free to jump in with questions, Keith.
All righty.
So this is the before of bedroom number 1. So as you come up the stairs over to the left, this is probably the smallest bedroom of the secondary bedrooms in the house.
And the closet is directly in front. It was like catty cornered, so it was like a triangle shaped closet, very small So you'll see what we did once we get up, get upstairs and show you that room. And again, we removed all of the radiators out of every room. Those things were heavy, super heavy.
Yeah,
This bed,
that was gonna be one of the questions we was gonna ask is like, did you, remove those and did you add like
oh,
central?
yeah, I took them to the scrap yard. It was like, man, some crazy amount. It was like 3, 4 tons, right? Like with all, because it was like 16 of them. I got like $75.
So crazy.
But hey, all of
Yeah,
it
but you got
helps.
something, right?
Yeah, because like some people, here's a couple of questions came in. Yeah, talk about pricing on remodeling. Yes, so we will talk about the numbers as we get towards towards the end. So we will talk about that. But then somebody was saying, hey, they noticed that all the heaters. Did you keep them? Or
No,
No.
yeah, we took all the radiators out.
Yeah, we took everything out and we installed, yeah, so we've got now a venting system, a whole heating
Hey,
and AC system throughout the entire house. And then, then we don't have the radiators and that just kind of takes up space in the house.
the other 2 bedrooms were really decent size. This is the middle bedroom, and it had, back in the day, they had the doors where you could go to the master or the primary bedroom. You could go in either one. I guess if you had a kid, you could just go through a door without going in the hallway. So it had a door to come into the room, and then that extra door that you're seeing there,
Hmm.
where the blue hangers are, is the door to the primary bedroom, and then the door behind the shoe rack, that is
That's a
a closet,
closet.
small little caddy corner closet as well. And this was the primary bedroom. Again, the door that you're looking at is door to the other room. I don't know if we have another picture where you can see the closet, but this was a pretty decent sized room as well.
Yeah. So the goal was again to see how can we really maximize the space. And for this particular bedroom, how can we also add value to it? And so we were able to steal some space from the other bedrooms so that we could give this bedroom, make it a true primary bedroom by giving it its
A full
own
bath.
bathroom. So you'll see that as we get ready to walk through the property, how the layout of that particular bedroom has changed a little bit.
And here is the basement. As you can see, exposed brick. Um, it's not really a lot going on down there. Did have a full bathroom. If the bathroom is at the door to the back, you can see the tub in the picture. And you can also see a lip where you had to step up
Oh
in
yeah.
in the
Hmm.
basement. The ceiling height in the basement isn't that good. You'll see once we go down there. I'm 6'1", and I would say it's probably about 6'4", 6'5", maybe the height that it is. And that lip is because the plumbing was graded going in this direction. Can't going towards the windows from the bathroom, going towards the windows out to the street, and it was higher, so they had to do
A
a
raised,
raise in
yeah.
order for the toilet to be able to flush and the plumbing to flush properly to flush out.
Okay, so they didn't, so there was no extra pump to kind of pump it out.
Correct.
No,
They-
yeah.
yeah, that's yeah. I
I
understand.
think we have one more picture of that bathroom. Yeah. So this is all on a raised, sort of a raised platform in order to allow the sewerage, the plumbing and everything to go out to the public sewerage.
So there's a question that came in, and one of them is like the belongings. Like, do you allow for people to just leave the belongings? They just. What is your method for people to leave the property?
So
I have my way, but I'm
again,
curious about your ways.
when you're being competitive and you're trying to purchase a property where it's going to give you enough profit, Do you want to tell the person you need to take all your stuff out, clean it out? You tell them as is. Some of them say, okay, I'm gonna take some of my stuff. Some of them leave all of their stuff. So that's one of the things that you have to be willing to deal with is, or even put into your budget is if they leave everything in here, how much is it going to cost me to get all of it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree because that's the exact same thing I do is as is. So that way they don't even have to worry about taking
Right.
all that stuff because at the end of the day they really don't want it and then they're going to actually cost them more money to just move it. And so
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Yep.
some people don't have again, depending on the deal, depending on the situation, some people don't have, the money it takes to clear out the whole house. That's why you have come along and you have given them, a specific deal or negotiated, whatever you've negotiated. So some people don't have the means to be able to do it. And if you, because you're smart and knowledgeable, you recognize what kind of deal this is. Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer sometimes.
This is the current layout. We've had this done once we finished it. So you can see the changes that we've made, more particularly to the upstairs with the primary. You see where it says primary bathroom, my bedroom. You can see where we added a bathroom where there once wasn't a bathroom before by filling the space from the middle room. And as you see the dimensions, you can see the room sizes are still pretty good for each room.
now that's awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what we just did on our current project. We took a little room from another one to make sure we had the master bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions? There's no. Any
Nope, nope,
questions?
nope. So before we keep going, just going to remind everybody, if you want to really understand how to get started in real estate investing, and because Dameon mentioned it, just reach out to the person who invited you to this meeting, and they can get you into another meeting. There's one like right after that, after this one. You may have to contact them now so that way they can give you because it's a different Zoom link. And if it's not today, then maybe it's some other time. But you really want to connect with them because there's a lot of things that we're talking about that may go over your head or you may not understand. And by going to that meeting, it helped kind of put those pieces together. And so I just want to just go ahead and let everybody know that as we are continue to go through. So this is really awesome. Now, did y'all do this design? You're talking about the current layout, so there was some changes. Did y'all do this, or did you have somebody do that for you?
Oh, our wonderful realtor, our wonderful realtor, actually did this.
Hired.
Yeah, he hired a architect to come in and actually scope the new layout and do the drawings.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna show you guys around the new, the updated, upgraded, before the
All right,
so we can take notice.
yep. Do you want me to stop sharing
Yep,
now?
yep. And then Damon, you go ahead and get your camera to get phone together, and then you can walk us around. I think y'all in the kitchen already, but nope, I can't hear you, Damon, if you're saying something.
Yep, we are. So Damien's gonna actually go outside, and we'll start outside and work our way back inside.
Awesome.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Um,
Let me go ahead and get you spotlighted here so we can see you. All right, Damien. So now we see you, but we can't hear you.
yes, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now. So just let you know, Damon, there's a question in there as you're kind of walking around about like, putting in an offer, how do you come up with your numbers, putting in offers? Um, and I know there's some people will say, low ball, high ball. I, the way I like to say is as you are starting to, as a real estate investor, what we try to do is we're trying to solve a problem. And the better you solve people's problems, you're not really lowballing anybody, you're not highballing it. Um, a lot of people like to use it, but when you actually connect with the owner and you really trying to solve their problem, you come up with a way that it becomes a win-win. And so
Yes.
we talk about that in our classes, a community, because when I had people who would sell their house to me, even though it wasn't the highest price, just because of the way that they were treated, they understood, and they were taken care of. So one thing I learned about being around this community, network with like-minded folks, is the mindset has to change. And so um, I know that's what y'all do too, Damien. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to you, my friend.
All right. Let me turn my camera around. Um,
If you can turn
this,
your horizontal, there you go. Thank you.
yes, sir. So this is the front. Let's see if I can get out of the sun's way. There we go. This is the front now. As you can see, we painted the entire exterior white, did a black trim around the windows, the gutters. Um, and for the front, we uh we did some some turf instead of making the sorry, there's people running up down the street. We did turf instead of doing grass, which you saw. If you can remember the previous pictures, a bunch of weeds here. So it's not a really big yard. So we decided that, you know what, doing some turf, taking the hassle away from somebody having to cut this little bit of yard would be great. Um, and then by the grace of God, He gave me a vision. We wanted to put up some type of fence. And the Lord gave me an idea on what to do. It's my first time ever doing a fence. So I was, by the grace of God, was able to put this thing together for us. And I'll walk you guys around the back. And this is what Jennifer was talking about, the side of the house that you can walk around to the back.
Well, I like that.
And we,
Say right now, I like that front yard. Low maintenance. No.
yep. So I also did the same thing with the back as well.
Oh wow.
Put down, yep, did the turf because it's not much yard. Man, all of these daggone leaves. It's a new AC unit. And put the turf up under there as well. And then we did this little like faux fence because it was fence here to the backyard of the next house. So we just put this lattice up and covered that so you can't see it in the neighbors, give you some privacy between them as well. So let me go in. These are steps for the basement. Come out, walk out basement.
That's a really cool idea. That what you actually have done. That's what people are saying in the chat too. It's like, wow. So when y'all painted everything, like the
Yep,
steps.
yep. The porch. It's a little ashy now, but and the porch, you got a wraparound porch as well. So if you want to put some seats there, sit on the side. But as you're going to give them a tour for the inside. So we change out the front door. You can see. And as you can see, as you come in, four, it was a little bit more closed off. We took this wall, both walls actually, and moved them back. Before you came in, sorry, excuse me. Before you came in, there were two doors. There was the front door, and then there was another door right about where you see this wall is right here. There was another door. And we took that one out to open it up more. So when you come in, you can see the kitchen. We wanted to add another bedroom because, you want to always have multiple different options. Whereas before this was a living room, we turned it to like an office bedroom. There's a closet, and then we relocated the bathroom that was in the kitchen, and we put it between this bedroom and the kitchen. So before I go into the kitchen, you go into the bathroom where you got a double vanity, you got your toilet. We put all of these lighted mirrors, defoggers, and then you got a nice full shower.
Wow, that's that, so far, people said they love that, the office, the bedroom idea, just I know you did all the designing yourself, right, Damien?
Jennifer and I,
Oh yeah, you did do it. Okay, I thought you were just gonna say it was Jennifer, but you added yourself too. That's awesome.
I don't know, we both have ideas, put our minds together. Two are better than one, you know?
Totally agree.
So we put barn doors so they can save space. You're not opening in or out to a space. Put barn doors on both sides. And then here is your kitchen. And like we talked about earlier, we installed the vents. We have very fortunate with this house to have very high ceilings. So we ran the new vents right along that bump out there, to give us that those vents that we needed.
Wow.
Yep. So, I don't think you hear me, but the funny story behind
Can Jennifer
the
get just a little bit closer?
what about now?
Can you hear
There,
it?
there you go.
Funny story behind countertops. We had purchased countertops. We have a new countertops guy, and
Please.
purchased countertops. But the way that we selected them was through text message. And so, of course, when you're looking at things through text message, you know, you think you're selecting the right color, and you think you're selecting the right design. But the red sort of brownish vein that you see in the countertops, we did not know that that was actually in the countertop. We thought the countertop was really more of a white quartz, gray veins throughout them. When they installed them, they actually had this sort of brownish, reddish veins throughout them. And as you can see, the countertops are actually going all the way up the wall. So when they installed them, we were not here, and our contractors actually sent us a message, saying, "Hey, the countertops are installed," and sent us a picture. And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" My husband was like, "Oh my gosh, these countertops have red in them." I was like, "What do you mean they have red in them?" So we rushed over to get here, and it turned out that it was beautiful. The actual design of the countertop worked well. Flooring that we had and wood tones that we were trying to bring into the space as well. So it was kind of a funny story there.
Oh wow, that is.
So I'm gonna take you guys down in the basement. Oh, so
Go
for
ahead.
the railing, we put this metal railing in, took out the old railing that you guys saw, and then you'll see the rest once we get up the stairs. And then as we went down the basement, instead of putting the railing there, we decided to open up the space and then throw in these little slats to put the separation, these wood slats in to do some separation, but still the openness at the same time. And as you can see, we continue with the flooring all downstairs.
Okay.
And in the center here is your HVAC, new HVAC system. There's some light in here.
Yeah, somebody asked you, like, they can't wait to see the numbers, but then somebody asked a question about how many bedrooms and baths. So 4 bedrooms, 4 baths.
Yep.
in his house with new appliances, new HVACs, and he also showed the outside worry-free lawn that's there. So that's awesome.
So this is the back door to the walkout. And then we have, so let me tell you a quick story. Coming down the steps, these steps were about right here. And I had to duck my head in order for me to get down. I had my contractors to move the steps backwards. They had to rebuild and move the steps all the way back in order for me to be able to walk down, or anybody else to be able to walk down without hitting their head, and still have a little bit of storage right here under the stairs as well.
Okay.
Then we have a little laundry area, and still got the step up for the bathroom. We did the same tile throughout, because of the space. If we'd have put a shower head in the wall, then it would have just been beating somebody in their face on their chest. So we did it from the ceiling. There, a rain head shower in the ceiling.
Wow, y'all definitely use the space. That's awesome idea.
And we got the same lighted mirrors, vanities. Let me head up the steps.
Yeah, because I was looking at we got about like 15 more minutes, and this is really awesome. So some people are probably trying to wonder, like, because of the location, you know, what about like, using the platform like Airbnb, short-term rentals, some people are thinking like midterms, there's a lot of ideas that people are thinking about. But your strategy, what made you really think about just doing a fix and flip?
So, when you are buying deals, you want to have multiple different strategies. Um, we put 4 bedrooms because we still have a mind to want to keep it to do midterm rentals. But we want to just have different options to be able to sell it. So we'll keep it. And we decided we're going to keep it, sell it, um, just so we could try to cash out, but that even may change depending, because we would prefer to keep it because you make your money with long-term investments more than flipping it. So we'll give you the numbers for selling it, and then in the event we change our mind, we might keep it. But right now, it's on the market to sell.
Wow, this is awesome.
So this was that small bedroom with the caddy cornered closet, and as you can see, we got a queen size bed in here, full dresser, full size closet. Let me open the door actually. And even in the closets, we have some systems, some closet systems in each closet.
That's awesome.
Next bedroom, you can see the railing. We brought the railing up here. Next bedroom, middle bedroom. And same with the closet, same closet is, decent size closet with the closet system in it. And then you walk down the hall to your primary.
Oh, nice view and everything. Nice.
Yep. And then here's your master bath. Same thing, full size shower. Ran the tile all the way up to the ceiling.
Yeah, so there are a lot of people saying they really like the finishes, and just the the flow of the property. Looks like y'all put a lot of your thought into it. They like how just pleasing compared to where it started. Staging, people are worrying about the staging and the staging costs when it comes to that. But it really kind
Yeah.
of flows. We really do like that.
Staging costs, so we did a lot of it ourselves right now. I'm staging.
So Jennifer will have to get a little bit closer to the mic there, or maybe she.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? We're getting close to the top of the hour, so maybe y'all can. I think y'all have your numbers on the slide or something.
Yep, that's it. So we can go down and show the numbers. Oh, we can do this bathroom, baby. It's the bathroom. Oh,
And then one of the things you had mentioned at the very beginning is that once you're inside the house, it's quiet. And I totally agree with you right now. Y'all maximize the space, like Heidi said, y'all definitely maximize the space. And so it looked like y'all about to switch over to your
yeah,
PowerPoint.
yeah, we're about to go back over to the
So we'll
PowerPoint.
just go over some of the questions as y'all pull that up. So how did you,
Okay.
all right, so they found this through a wholesaler because somebody asked that question. You know, funding, they're going to start talking about that right now. The rental numbers, they're going to talk about that right now. And they are using a realtor to sell this property,
It's a part of the community.
who's part of the community. So the ecosystem, that's awesome. All right. So I think that's I think I went through staging. We just kind of looked at that. All right. So go ahead. Do I need you want to share your screen or?
Jennifer's pulling it up back on the computer. I'm not thinking her Wi-Fi went out, so she had to get back in. Sorry. But does anybody have any more questions about anything?
That's what I'm looking at
Should
right
pull
now.
that
So
up.
and as she's coming back in.
All right, cool.
And hold on, Jennifer. Let me put your computer in a second. All right. So now you should be able to share your screen. So people were asking like, what was some of your original plans, Dameon, when you was actually talking with the wholesaler and y'all looked at it? What was your initial plans with the property?
Um,
Hold on, you gotta unmute that one.
What was your question again?
What was your original plans with the house when y'all first saw it, as y'all was seeing it?
Original plans, because we're so close to Howard, so close to probably about 4 different hospitals in the area. Our original plan is midterm rentals. Um, and again, we're still kind of looking at the idea. And then especially with the inauguration coming up, houses in DC, man, when you got inauguration, you get like rent out $500 a night. So
Awesome. Well, you're like, people saying, hey, you're rock. They really liked a lot of information. So now they're kind of eager. They're like, ah. And I know y'all pulling some things together and y'all have done this for the community. And again, we just want to say thank y'all for just, first of all, taking y'all busy. Y'all both work, y'all got kids, you got family. I mean, and then you went into the DC area, the DC traffic, like it's like crazy, right? To be able to share. And again, we really are appreciative of y'all doing that and taking your time out. So I think I see something on your screen there.
yep.
Yes, yes. And to say to your point, we are truly busy. And then traffic in this area, of course, doesn't help it any better. So.
Yep. So purchase price was 537. The wholesaler, remember I said they have sale price, but I'm not going to always go with the price that they say. They originally wanted 550. And then I did a 530 offer with a escalation to 537, and we wanted at 537. The projected renovations cost was 171, probably maybe a little more, maybe on 174 or something like that was what we projected. Our private money cost was 12,690. I forgot to mention we did this deal with zero money out of our pocket. It was private and hard money on this deal.
Mm-hmm. And the projected reno, is because we literally touched everything, every square, every inch of this house, outside as well as inside.
And the ARV is 954, which we've seen houses go for more in this area. And holding cost is 30,000. Closing cost is around 38. And our potential profit is 231,150.
Awesome. Awesome. That is awesome. Now I can see why you kind of going back and forth on the piece of keeping it, renting it out, short-term rentals, just so many different options. And it sounds like y'all learned but you have an exit strategy. And as a real estate investor, you're not stuck. So it's kind of interesting that you kind of talking, there's a piece that goes along with it because, God in your lives and then just how y'all learn and you're, doing this is really awesome.
Yeah, having multiple exit strategies is certainly key, and just to making sure that you are not, wasting money or you're not losing money on the deal, because initially, like we said, our thought was maybe we can do this as a midterm rental. And the idea, is still kind of floating out. It's still kind of floating out there with us. It's still a possibility, but right now it's on the market to see what we can do while it's on the market. And so right now we're going into sort of a low season when it comes to the real estate market. Not many people are buying in the November and December months. It's the holidays, and so typically your peak season for the real estate market is somewhere between that March, and September, March, August timeframe. So we are gauging to see what our options are, what's going to be best for us when it comes to selling the property, praying that that will sort of work out in our favor. But if we, don't sell it right now, then it's something that we'll hold on to and, potentially look to do some kind of short-term rentals for it in the meantime.
Wow, that's really awesome. So we're getting close to the very, very end. So if you don't mind, you can pull that down. And some people are like, man, you have so many options when it comes to that, which is true. And you can take that, the profit from that and to do more real estate where again, another deal with just y'all doing no money out of pocket. So that's that's really awesome.
Yeah.
To do that. So I'm going through, I'm looking through to just make sure there's no other questions that's in there. Again, some people are like stuck on, hey, you should do short-term rentals. They have the option because of the way that they orchestrated this deal, that they can do that. So that's really awesome. So, hey, we're getting really close. We're towards the end. So I just want to turn it over to y'all. There's probably a lot of people who are still on here who are really appreciative. And there's probably a couple of other things that y'all was walking through the house and you want to add that last nugget that you want to give to them. So we want to turn it over to you to say, I don't know who's going to go first, but what's another nugget that you wanted to give as y'all was kind of talking through the process?
Guess I'm going first. I'm going to look. So I would say thank you guys all again for coming and joining us today. You have an interest in real estate, and some people are already doing it. Some people just want to help get skilled. connected with us. We are real people, real lives, and you see we help each other. Our success isn't just from us. Of course, it comes from the Lord, but also surrounded by a good group of smart individuals, more smarter than us, that helped us along the way. So we just follow the leaders, and we're just taking advantage of the education that we have. And if we can do it, you can do it as well. For those of our family and friends who are on, we'll help you as well as the rest of the community. I've never met a group of people who sincerely want you to succeed and give you the tools, the resources, and the knowledge in order for you to do it. So you can do it just like we could do it.
Yeah. And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of you guys who joined to support us, who have encouraged us, who have spurred us on, who's been there for us to answer questions. Thanks to our family and our friends who are on as well. We certainly appreciate you guys, and we feel the love.
Awesome. So, hey, again, thank you for being here. Everybody who's here, also thank you. Um, I would just say, you know what? If you're still on the fence, get off the fence. We're about to end of 2024. Go ahead and achieve the goals that you're looking for. And next Saturday, we have another property to, oh, you don't want to miss this one either. You know what? Again, Dameon, Jennifer, thank you for your time.
Oh yeah, real quick.
Oh,
The same person that we bought this same wholesaler that we bought this one with, we bought another one that we're starting working on that we just closed on last week or this past week. Same wholesaler.
oh my goodness. So somebody's,
DC too. So stay tuned for the next one.
Yeah.
so y'all just heard it. We got another one coming from this powerful couple that's really awesome from the same wholesaler. They're gonna party. Oh my goodness. So consistency is one of the key things. Learning, being good people, which you actually see right here, and then good things will happen. So again, thank you for everybody. See you next Saturday.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right. Good night.